alone this week. Got a moose. He's in an unusual situation because he has a moose. He has a great shelter, and he's actually realizing he has to stop doing things. In other words, he has this, kind of drive that's saying, come on, keep going, keep going, keep going. And for him, he can actually step back now and do less. I mean, not that he isn't still going to do some fishing and things like that, but he's, as long as he can control who eats that meat, that moose, and his shelter is really built well. So, he should be the winner. Now, who knows what will happen? We've had several people go out because of medical problems, people injuring themselves, people just getting to a point where they can't tolerate the being so isolated and having all these, emotions and thoughts, regrets, whatever, coming up over and over that have left. So, but it seems to me that I think he'll be the winner. Now, he's assuming, though, someone else has got a moose, too. And there was one guy that may get one, but most of the other people are surviving on basically fish. Someone caught a rabbit. As we transition now, it starts getting colder. There's going to be less fishing. There's going to be a period where the ice is forming over, so you can't fish because there's ice, but the ice is too thin. You can't ice fish. So, but then we have that period where we have the snow, and the snow aids in seeing where snowshoe hares are. That was one of the animals that someone caught this last show to eat in a snare, and so it'll be interesting to see how that works out. But at this point, all the odds are in favor of this one man who has the moose. Now that's alone, let's say alone standard. They're in Canada doing it. But we also have Alone Australia, which is actually in New Zealand. And if you go on History app, you can see I think they've got 6 episodes, and they're releasing one each week, although you can cheat and go on Daily Motion and watch all of them. But the first season of the Alone Australia was bad. It was bad. It was almost like humorous at some points, and because it was so ridiculous. So the second season is better, but still, here they're coming up to they've got a significant storm where it's raining a lot, it's getting colder, electrical and snow maybe, lightning and then maybe snow, and really, a lot of them don't have anything good for shelter at all. They basically got the tarp up over a ridge line, not a ridge line, they're using a pole, but you know what I'm saying, basically, an A-frame. And some of them, the ends aren't, buttoned up or anything. And so, I don't know, it's just, like some people go overboard doing shelters. Well, a lot of the people on this second season of Alone New Zealand, Alone Australia it's called, but it's in New Zealand. You can see it on the History app, or like I say, on Daily Motion. They don't seem to have the same skill level or something, because they're going for long periods without food. Some of them can't get fish. Some of they're not being very successful at it at all. So they're in. I think they were in about day 25, and I forget how long Alone, the regular Alone in Canada is. But Canada's much better shape than these people in New Zealand, and I don't think the weather's going to be less extreme there. It'll be interesting to see how cold it gets. I know it's going to be cold, but I don't think they're going to have to deal with the amount of snowfall that the people are going to get in Canada, or the cold. Now, sometimes it's true, as you get further into the Arctic Circle, sometimes you get less and less precipitation, so you have less and less snow. And it's just, it falls and it stays there forever because it never melts. So anyway, there it is. guy's got the moose, he's got a really good shelter, and he's going to combat the idea of, he exerted a lot of calories doing the, the shelter build, getting the moose, cutting that up, bringing it back, and all this stuff. And so now the trick is going to be to pace himself and to, still do some fishing while he can get fish, or, keep his bow with him. So maybe if he sees a grouse or something, he can do that. And, but tell me what you think. It looks like the guy with the moose is going to win. The series in Australia, it's just so bizarre. I have no idea of what's going to happen in that show, because they tell you that like one woman's a former policewoman, one guy's was in special forces training, but he's quite a bit older, and they tell you what they have kind of for experience, but they don't seem to be exercising a high degree of skill in some of the things, as opposed to what the people in the regular Alone shows. But Alone's been on 11 seasons now, and the people that they're getting now are just so much more skillful than the people they had at the beginning. And it's like, as we know, there's a big difference between knowledge and skill. I mean, you got to have the knowledge so you can develop the skill, but it's that practice. And now, with the Alone that's in Canada, we basically have people who've lived most of their lives like that. People who brought up, in poverty, so they had to live off the land. Just people who have been, practicing these skills over and over again. And not so much with the people, I think, in Alone, Australia. But there we go.